That is huge. So when you're hearing about us having so many incoming players, well, half of that is because forget the ones that probably aren't going to have a future with this team, but we'll wish them the best and they'll have a career somewhere else. Um, we have 40 seniors who are out of eligibility. So we're going to miss a lot of these guys, but I'm just going to go through some names. I'm going to pick them out at random, but I'm going to start with defense. So Jamori Robinson, um, I know it didn't pan out huge for him, but that was somebody we were counting on. Also represents a lot of money that'll be coming available in the NIL. Michael Coates, and really I think almost our entire secondary, but Michael Coates in particular was probably our most talented of the DBs. Um, we'll be missing him for sure. Um, Jordan Scruggs is another one in the secondary. Uh, there's just so many in the secondary. I mean, like I said, it's almost the entire I think it is the entire secondary is leaving. Um, and then that was something I'd noticed when I actually went through this. I didn't notice this before. I think in the obtaining of talent from last year, a lot of times it was if you had a tiebreaker between players 1, 2, and 3, the question was who's the senior, and I think they did a lot of that grabbing seniors. Um,
Right.
Eddie Kelly Jr. is on the defensive line. Miss him. Um, good grief. Reed Carrico.
Yeah, miss him a lot.
Oh my goodness, he's been phenomenal. Yeah, really love man the interview he gave after the game and the words he extended of his appreciation. Uh, Great example of the kind of player we want here. Chase Wilson's another linebacker we're going to be missing. Um, let's see here. Good Lord, again, so many of the secondary. So that being said, we're losing a lot of linebackers, almost our entire secondary, and then on a defensive line, we're only losing a little bit, but that tells you where we've got to focus.
Huh.
Shane, I have lost video.
Yeah, I lost it too. Let's see what's up.
You know what? That snowmageddon that is upon us.
There we go.
There
I don't know
you
what
go.
happened there. Gremlins. But it happens, guys.
It does.
So I want to talk. So how many more do you have on your list? You got like a couple more?
Well, let's talk about the defense for a little bit. I agree, and then we'll get to the offense.
Yeah.
So we had a question about who are we going to replace? Who have we signed so far? And I think we signed them. We might have signed them all within the last couple of days.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about losing everybody in the secondary. Who did we have at the game, and who have we signed?
Oh, that's right. Let me look this up. I had it up here.
We signed 3 defensive backs.
Yeah, and the guy was 6'3".
All 3 of them are 6'3".
Yeah, and I remember them saying on making a comment on Three Guys podcast how when they were there watching the game, they're literally they were saying, this won't happen because this is happening to their defense because they don't have size at the cornerback position. I mean, that is what a baller is going to say. They're going to say, listen, we're going to take care of this. This can be fixed. It's like a body man that you watch videos and there you see a car that's just crinkled up and they're looking like, yeah, I can fix that pretty quick. Yeah, that's and everybody else that doesn't know, looking at them like that thing's tore up from the floor up. Before you know it, they got the Hellcat rolling, burning tires. Ooh, and that's what's going to happen. These D-backs see that. They're like, yeah, I can fix that.
So what did we say?
Like that.
What we said, like the best scenario for getting recruits in is you're a program that is the top dog. You're in Ohio State. You're in Alabama. You're at Georgia. It's easy. The next best scenario, you're a team that is on the cusp, and if you get the right players, Now you get to that, you can elevate. Even if you don't get to the top tier, you're going to elevate, and then you just keep building. That's something else we're going to see with these classes. You get one or two of the right recruits, and others in that same position, they're like, you know what? I could go join up with that guy. We could have something. And I think that was one of the best things about getting Kevin Brown, but we'll get to that in a bit. So
Yeah.
we said secondary. So again, we're talking about this is how this starts. We had an obvious need because everybody's gone. Not only we get a need filled, we got it filled with an incredible level of talent coming in at great height. At least one of those guys runs, I think, a 4.4. I mean, they got some speed and height. You're talking NFL, build secondary. So linebacker, I actually feel pretty decent about what we have. I'm loving the idea that Ben Cutter's gonna be, he'll probably be starting for us. But I would like to see us get some more linebackers. Any comments from you on that?
No, I haven't looked at the linebacker. I literally been sick as a dog. I haven't looked at much of the list other than today. Like I didn't go to Thanksgiving with my parents. I just sat there and ate half a pineapple and watched The American Revolution by Ken Burns, 10 hours of it. So like, and now I'm on the back end of just like not having a voice and like dry cough. So
well, that's
guys,
that there.
it's gonna get crazy though, because Rich Rod's gonna fill this squad with speed, athleticism. If he can't get size, he's going to get lanky guys he can add size to.
Rich has always been good about it. And Shane, excellent observation. Speed kills. And Rich has always known that. We're going to have size, especially on defense. That's where he likes to clog up that middle. And then he's going to fill in with dynamic players, the bandits, and safeties. You're going to spur. I mean, you're going to have key anchors, and then you're going to have those pieces moving around. We blitzed 50% of the time this year. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. That's a lot.
Well, there's a reason. I've talked with a bunch of my friends, and do you realize? And nobody knew. And the reason we didn't know, because we couldn't make much of an impact with it, with our blitzing. We couldn't. And quite honestly, everybody, all my friends, because they like to pick on the secondary, because that's where the play gets made. They see a receiver making a big play, and they're like, the secondary is terrible. I'm like, the secondary is not that bad. They're really not. Problem is, we can't get pressure on the quarterback. I think and that's a shame because in particular, like I said, Carrico, one of my favorites. He will go down in the annals as one of our best. But we're going to get better players and we're going to get more pressure on the quarterback next year. Who else did we say? I mentioned defensive line because we're losing a number of those guys. But you were saying before the show, who'd we just pick up from a JUCO?
Picked up a monster offensive lineman.
Huge
guy. Also, we picked up 2 offensive linemen just in the past 24 hours.
Well, the offensive lineman or defense? Who was the defense? I forget his name, but we picked up a defensive lineman we were talking about. He's like you said, he is huge.
Now you were talking a little bit about. I see this in the NFL too. Secondary can only be so good. It's like lighting a fuse. Okay, you light a fuse to a bomb. You have 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever your fuse is. If your fuse is that long, it doesn't make any sense. You don't want to give, and the bottom line is, and this is what I'm tying up here. Your secondary and your line, they're like a vice. And they call it coverage sacks for a reason. That means the coverage is so good that the guys on the edge get to the quarterback. Same is true for the guys on the edge. Guys on the edge have to put enough pressure so these guys don't run around like a chicken with their head cut off. And eventually, a good quarterback's going to find somebody, or our good receiver is going to, make a break. You just can't have that happen, kids. You can't have that happen, and it happens a lot. I don't think that's not a Zach Alley thing. It's not a Rich Rod thing. It's a talent thing. Now, let's go back to the whole reason we're excited about this year. Rich Rod started recruiting months upon months before he got to last year. Last year, literally, it's like trying to go out and buy groceries for Thanksgiving dinner at 12 at night when everything's closed. There's not a 24-hour Walmart. You can only get so many things at Get and Go, or the Dairy Mart, or whatever else you have around there, Speedway. It's limited. Like ravioli, Chef Boyardee ravioli is a lot different than getting a sack of potatoes and some steaks. Okay, so right now, getting some steaks, getting some eggs, getting some heavy big boys that are athletic. It's happening, Eric. I feel it. I'm so excited about this season coming up. And we got our teeth kicked in, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's the worst loss." And you know what? It's the worst loss, but literally, you just made it through a terrible season where you didn't have enough. The only thing we can relate it to is when the basketball team played with a handful of guys, and that's the only situation I think was worse, because he didn't have an opportunity at all to even field a team to practice like a month before the game, or a month before the season starts.
Mm-hmm.
Rich Rod went out looking under rocks, going back behind the Get and Go over there in Granville, or what is that? The Dick's over there. See if anybody working at Dick's is athletic. I mean, that's the type of shit Rich Rod had to do. Now, his boys are out there. It's kind of a blessing they're not bowling too, because he's out there beating the bushes. Say, hey, guess what? I got money. We got facilities. We got a fan base. And guess what? I'm the fucking coach for you. That's it. That's the selling point. And he's getting these guys. Chad, he's getting these guys.
You are wound tight, buddy. It's tight as two watches. I love it. I love it.
But
so, just to kind of pile on to it, because I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked about how this is going to begin, where we are with the defense, and how it's starting, and how you're seeing the pieces come together.
Right.
And one of the DBs, we're going to have to come up with some nicknames for these guys, because I don't think we've ever had 3 DBs that were 6'3". That I cannot emphasize enough. That is rare. That's like SEC level. But they said 2 things. So you and I were talking previous show about attendance, and the announced attendance was something like 44,000. I think some people might have come in through the turnstiles twice to get that number. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe so.
But in any case, the players, the recruits, I mean, because these guys were there at the game on Saturday and they signed. They said, what little we saw, we liked. We saw fans that were passionate. There were a few who recognized us, and that was a good thing, in that they felt embraced, that they felt recognized already. Everybody's been raving about our facilities, in particular the weight room and the recovery program. So the things that we could control, both as a program and as a fan base, we did a good job. Do you want to move to the offense?
Yes, let's listen to this, see what you have to say about this offense. I'm excited.
So offense is, it's odd. I think we have the biggest gains to make on offense, and that's not a backhanded. Well, you'll see what I mean in a second here. So,
well, I mean, let's just talk real quick. I mean, these guys, like, we already have Kevin Brown, Jerron Hewley, okay, that he's a running back, I believe. Vincent Smith's cornerback, and then we got Sir Paul Cheeks. So Sir Paul Cheeks was the guy that I couldn't remember his name, and I don't know why I couldn't remember, but he's the fast guy. But yes, the fact that you have an anchor in Kevin Brown, who's just fantastically gifted athletically and physically, 6'5", 270, he's probably going to gain 30 pounds. With that, go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
No, don't. Hey, man, this is good stuff. Um, so the first one I'm going to mention comes with an asterisk, and that's Ty Edwards. Ty Edwards is a senior. However, I am 90% certain he's going to get a medical red shirt, and we'll probably get him back. I'm excited for that.
Me
I
too.
think everybody saw in the pit game. Yeah, we want this guy
And
back.
I don't think he's going to bring a lot of money because of his injury and the fact that he doesn't have. Someone's going to want him, but I think West Virginia's going to be able to retain him for a reasonable NIL deal.
I think we'll be able to keep him, and I think he liked playing here. I think because you saw, if anybody has any doubts about that, after he was injured in the pit game, I can tell you the play he was injured on because he got hit late out of bounds. It was a dirty play,
Yep.
And they rolled over on his ankle. And so often as happens, he finished that game, and of course, it's going to be. It was another one of these breakout games for the guy. He tried, he was injured. I don't think he was available the next game, and they tried running him the next game, the game after that, and he tried, but you saw that once he tried to put weight on that foot, it did not go well. So he obviously enjoys playing here. He wants to play here. I think we'll get him back. Um, let's see here. Jaden Bray.
Okay.
There's a guy that was coming on strong, but again, like Ty Edwards, I think we got a great chance to get him back. I'm pretty sure he was injured.
And that's good that you mentioned that because I wanted to tie in and answer Ronald's question. Was that WVU fan 13?
Mm-hmm.
I think Bray doesn't have the attitude as a little more professional than what Vaughn is. I mean, the fact that he took that play that was an interception and he just after he saw his interception, kind of like slowed down, trotted into the end zone, didn't turn around and pursue, is big. Coaches remember that, players remember that. And, I'll tell you what, I'm not blocking for this guy if he's not going to cover my ass and, try to give 100%. That's not team play. That's just shit. That's just terrible. I was so disgusted about that. But anyways,
do we want to speak more on that later, or go ahead?
We'll talk about that later if we have time. But go hit us up with Braden.
Okay.
Bray, or sorry.
Well, I think he's going to get a medical red shirt, so I think we'll get him back. It's another senior though, but I think we got a good chance of getting him back.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm looking down through here. I missed a name on defense. That is absolutely, he was the heart of the defense this year. So I'm going to jump back to him because it would be wrong to admit his name. That's Fred Perry. Fred Perry was the heart of this defense this year. And I mean, we had some great ones.
For him is his size. So if Fred Perry had an inch and a half on his butt frame, because they're all about numbers in the freaking NFL. Look at Beanie Bishop. He did well, but his size. He's Freddie Boy's gonna get drafted. I don't know exactly, but
he'll get picked up. He'll be playing next year. He reminds me a lot of Carl Joseph. Maybe not as strong a hitter because Carl Joseph was just freakishly strong. But Fred Perry has an incredibly long reach.